Okay, folks, thanks very much for joining us. Today I'm going to be tying up a pike fly. It's basically like a neon perch pattern kind of thing. It's a 3/0 hook. It's a it's a partridge predator hook. And before I actually start putting the thread on, I've got a wee bit of lead wire that I'm going to just put on towards the eye of the hook. And the reason I'm doing that is, as you're retrieving a pike fly, it'll basically give a bit more movement. It'll actually start to go in. It'll basically dive down as I stop the retrieve, so it'll give a nice movement throughout the water. So basically I've just wrapped on a wee bit of lead there. Then I'm going to tie in a wee bit of thread over it. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to add in a little bit of glue. As you see, I put the lead towards the head so it dips as it goes through the water. Okay, I'm just making a nice base of glue here. It doesn't have to be that neat, this is all going to be covered anyway. Okay. It's very thick tan silk that I'm using here, so I'll be pull it off this time. Okay, and then just bring your thread towards the rear of the hook. Okay, I'm going to put in a wee bit of super glue here. The thread will be a bit slippery. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to put on some flash for the tail. Okay, I'm just using yellow crystal flash. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tease out, basically twist it and pull out the tips a little bit so it's just not too uniform. Okay, and then I'm going to use 60% of it on this side. So I'm going to tie it down just past the halfway point basically. Okay, I'll give you a nice bright tail. And then I'm going to bring this other, which is probably about 40% on top. Okay, and that'll give you a nice tapered tail. Okay. Then while we're at the tail, I'm going to start adding the fibre. So the fibre I'm using, it's actually a wig. So I guess it's coming up to Halloween, it's a good time to save those wigs. So basically it's a neon yellow wig. I got all that for about £4 off eBay. So just cut off a section, depending on the size of the fly you want to use. So I'm using, this is probably going to be about a 6-inch flag, 7-inch flag. So I've cut off a section, and as you can see, it's quite uniform. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tease out the tips a little bit. I'm going to do it on both ends. I naturally do it anyway. A bit of excess here. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to tie this in, but I'm going to tie it in the whole way around the hook, not just on top here. Okay. But before I do that, I'm going to put on a wee bit more glue here just to secure this, because I know that it was twisting a wee bit there. Okay, so again, you're using your 60-40 ratio, so you're going to use 60 at the back and 40 at the front. So I'm probably about there. Okay. Yeah, I think that's okay. And then I'm just going to put this around the hook and then tie it on top. Okay, don't worry if it's not all even at this stage. There's plenty of layers going on. Okay. Then again, I'm going to be using plenty of glue on this pattern. Okay. Then I'm going to take the 40%. I'm going to bring that back as well. So start feeding that back. Okay. A wee bit messy. I've seen a few people use straws, which is a fantastic idea. Just need to get some myself. Okay. And then because you've got the glue before, because I glued that thread before I actually put that in, that should secure it a bit. So I just wait a wee second. That'll be well glued in. And that's your, basically, that's a nice tapered tail with your flies in the middle. Okay. So what you can do, if it's quite a big body here, I'm going to just do it in a few sections. So I'm going to keep on going up here. And some people would actually put in like a wee bit of UV, what do you call it, like ice dub or light bright. But I'm happy enough to leave it hollow like that there. And again, just because you've got the pig's teeth, I'm going to just coat that in a bit of glue. I'm going to cut off another section, but this section will be a bit smaller. Okay. It's going to be a bit lighter as well. And again, I'm just trying to tease out the end bits so you don't have any nice straight ends. Okay. And again, use your 40, 60 idea. So again, 60 towards the rear, 40 towards the front. I'm going to get a wee bit more actually of that there. I don't think I grabbed enough. Okay. There you go. Again, a bit of glue. This will help secure it, and then just put these fibres back. I'm just going to hold this for a second then. Let that glue seep into it. Okay. I'm just going to go up again a little bit. This time I'm going to use a bit of flice as well. So I'll probably use the flice underneath and then the fibres over. Okay. See all these fibres, don't worry about those. They'll all be cleaned up later. So I'm using the same flice as before, so I'm just using, basically it's a yellow crystal here. Okay, just probably a bit too long. I'll just cut this a wee bit. Okay, and again, try and make sure those cut ends aren't too obvious. Just taper it a little bit, tease out a few in the middle. And again, I'm going to put this around the whole way around this time. And again, using the 60-40. You can put on, some people would put on loads of flies, it's entirely up to yourself, but this is going to be quite a flicey fly anyway of the material. Plenty of UV colours, fluorescent colours, and the licks as well. Okay, again some glue underneath, you're starting to see the pattern now. And then just make sure you have some flies coming up the top, bottom, around the sides. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not as neat as you'll probably see from my other videos, I'm not as precious about my pike fly tan. And to be honest with you, it's actually the first pike fly I've tied in about 9 months. But hopefully fixing for some pike now over the winter as the season's drawing to a close. Okay, and then I'm going to tie on some fibre again. So again, this section is smaller yet again, just to give that nice taper. So again, putting out the end bits there, making sure they're not too neat. I'm going to bring this over here actually. And just make sure you got a nice spread. Alright, okay. And then your 40% going forward can go back now. So okay. Yeah. Just before we finish off this section of the fly, I'm going to just tie a wee bit more super glue at the front here just for it to hold its shape. And what I'm going to do is also going to tie a bit into that super glue. And we're going to take it out and use our markers. That's the main body there. Okay, so we'll take us out of the face and we'll start tying up our pattern onto the fibre. Okay, so while we're colouring the body, we use two different colours for this. So we're using a green, which is going to be a few stripes of green, and then a line of black as well through them. So I'll click off the green. Okay, so this part's going to be covered with the head area anyway, so you can go back a few inches anyway. So just lay it flat and then just, doesn't have to be perfect. You can create it in a triangular shape, you can just do bars entirely up to yourself. And that's going on the flesh as well as the fibre. Okay, so that's two. Evenly spaced if you can, but again, I wouldn't worry too much. The pike won't. Okay, that's three. And one last one then. Okay, so that's your green. I'll just do another wee bit here. Okay, and then just through the centre of these, then I'm just going to do one bar of black. Okay. And there you go. So you can start to see those colours coming through. And just need to flip it and do the exact same. So make sure it lines up the bar behind. Okay. Looks a wee bit messy, but it'll all be worth it in the end. Okay, you realise your hands will be covered in permanent marker, and then I'm just going to do the black again in the middle. So hold the fibres down, and just do a dark bold line through the centre of it. You could do this while it's on the hook, but you can see the way the fibres move can be a little bit difficult. So there you go, that's your barred body, and all we need to do now is add on the fur head. Okay, so for the head area then, we're just going to add our thread back on. Put a bit of super glue on to secure that. Okay, and then for the head, it's basically craft fur. I think this is called polar fibre. Basically, it's any fake fur. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lift a few clumps, cut them off at the base, like this. And then this craft fur also has like an under fur, like real fur, so I'm just going to remove this. Okay, now I'm going to get a couple of those, so I'm going to set this down to the side. I'm going to cut off maybe three sections of this. So again, I've cut it off, putting off any smaller denser stuff, lining that up with my previous cut section. Okay, and then one last time. So I'm cutting this another section off. Put off all the underfur, lining it up with the rest. Okay, so what essentially I have is a large area that could be used as the head. I'm not going to tie it in like this, I'm going to reverse tie it. Okay, you can see there's a bit of a space there, so I'm just going to feed this onto the hook. And then just tie in a few tight wraps. Now, with the excess, I'm going to just cut off as much as I can, but feel free to leave some on as well. It'll probably help splay this fur as well. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make sure I have a nice coverage across all the way around the hook. I'm going to bring that back. I'm going to bring the thread up in front of it, and that creates like a bit of a dam for it. So it's still moving, free moving there, as you can see. And just so it doesn't go back too much, I am going to put a wee bit of super glue on to secure it in. Okay, and then I'm going to just go forward another inch or two. And again, I'm going to do the same. So, three sections of fibre. Making sure we clear all the underfur again. We'll restrict the movement. Okay. And again, reverse tie it. I'll put a wee bit of super glue on my thread for a few wraps, just to make sure this is really secured in. Okay. I'm gonna splay that back again. Create a bit of a dam. If you wanted, you could do a third one. But I'm probably just going to leave it like that there, because I'm going to put on another head. So while I like this fluorescent yellow thread, because the head is orange, I'm going to put on a In fact, before I do that, I'll just secure this again. I'll hold this for a second. Okay. And then you can brush that. You can brush all that afterwards anyway. So I'm just going to use some Glow Bright. This is Glow Bright number 5, which is hot orange. So it'll go well with this head. And because you have a big hook, you can use plenty of floss if you want. I've got a whip finish tool with me, so I'll just whip it by hand. Doesn't have to be too neat for a pike fly. Okay. That glue should be secure enough in there now. Hopefully you're starting to see the profile. So that's the fly if you wanted to leave it like that there. I do have a few eyes here as well. So some people use eyes, some people don't. I'm still getting used to the whole pike angling, but I've only caught a few to date. But I've caught them with the eyes on and the eyes off. I'm just going to use cheap eyes here. Just going to put them in. I'm covering super glue here. Just going to put them in quite tight to the front there. You can use super glue gel. You can go over it again with some UV. It's entirely up to yourself, but these eyes are pennies, so you can always replace them if a pike does any damage to them. This super glue on my hands has got fibre everywhere. Okay, so using a wee bit of super glue back of the eye. Oh, it's fiddly stuff. See on this side the fibres need a good brush out as well. And that's it, folks. That's your UV neon perch kind of pattern there. Hopefully you can see that okay on the camera. Easy enough wee fly to tie. And yeah, worth giving it a go. As always, folks, if you like this video, give us a wee thumbs up below. Let us know you liked it. This isn't my usual kind of time. I normally tie salmon flies, so if you'd like to see some more pike flies, drop us a wee comment below and let us know. But this is my bread and butter. I'm usually trout and salmon flies. Okay, until next time, all the best. Thanks very much.